All right, so now that the engine is together for this car, I can go ahead and start working on some other stuff. So engine over there, transmission transfer case under here, and hopefully this weekend when I've got some time, I'll put all that together and it'll be going in the front of the car. However, front of the car, not quite ready yet. So the next step would be to get this ready, but also once that stuff is together, in order to get it in here, I've got to have the front subframe ready to go. So this will probably be tomorrow. I think I'm working on all this tomorrow, and today I'm working all this. So the front subframe is over there. It is already painted, ready to go, which means lower control arms, sway bar, knuckles, and end links have to get sanded down and painted to match everything. The coilovers need to get cleaned up, kind of refurbished, and the steering rack needs to get cleaned up and refurbished. So I'm going to start working on all of this stuff. I'll probably check in every hour or so, just kind of see where I'm at. And we'll start getting this stuff ready to be put onto the front subframe so we can get that under the car. So when the motor, transmission, transfer case are together, they can go in and bolt to that. Also when the engine bay is done. Lots of work to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this stuff, and I'll come back in just a little bit. All right, hourly check-in. Here's where we're at so far. As far as front stuff, we've got the lower control arms sanded down. We've got the bushings knocked out of them. Sway bar sanded down, end links sanded down. So all this stuff is ready to paint. I'm gonna clean up the bushings, re-grease all that stuff. Sway bar end links, clean all those up. I think all the bushings on these are good. Just need to be cleaned up really good. Make sure everything's pretty loose, not too stiff or rusted or anything like that. Wheel bearings. So the front knuckles, we've knocked the front wheel bearings out of. So as you guys know, I'm using Evo X front knuckles, hubs, everything. It bolts up to all the caliber stuff, so I'm gonna sand all the rust off of these, clean up where the bearing surface is and where the face of it sits. Obviously don't sand that, just clean it up really good, get all the rust off of it, any residue, stuff like that. Get these all cleaned up, ready to paint. Next up, obviously I gotta do those two pieces too. I could do those tonight also. Steering rack, I'm just gonna clean up, check all the parts on it, make sure it's good to go. I do have a ripped boot on my my outer tie rod end here. The boot on that guy's a little shot. Probably same on the other side. So I might end up getting some tie rod ends. We'll check the inner boots and see what those look like. Coilovers, obviously check everything, make sure they're not leaking, make sure they're still good. Clean them up as well, all the bolts for the subframe and all this stuff. And then we'll get it going together. So not a ton of work to do. It's just really little aggravating stuff, sanding, cleaning, sanding, cleaning, repairing, which this also gives me a chance to make a list of maintenance items. This car is using so many different parts from so many different cars. I need to get a list together of maintenance items and wear items from what cars. There's a ghost in here. And just get a list together. That way, if I ever have to replace something, or if I need spares of something, I don't end up getting the wrong part. But gonna keep cleaning on all this stuff, then set it up, get it painted. And hopefully this weekend we can have engine transmission together, like I said. I'm not gonna repeat myself. I'm just gonna get back to work. So see you in a minute. All right, so here's another hourly check-in. Obviously this one, still completely filthy. So still perfectly functional, no issues at all with any surfaces. But this is what it looks like once you clean it. It's beautiful. Obviously it's not brand new and perfect, but that's what it looks like when you clean it up. Basically some scuff pads, toothbrush, soap. Just want to give this thing a good bath, man. I don't know if I'm going to end up taping the surfaces of everything and then painting this, because it's already kind of a black, and then the surfaces are an aluminum color or a metal color. I don't know if I'm going to end up painting this or not. Honestly, it's probably not worth my time to tape this whole thing up and paint it, and then the paint would probably peel off anyways. I think I'm just gonna clean these up and use them as is, and it'll be okay. But that's about an hour in just cleaning this one knuckle here. So I'm gonna get started on this one and continue working. So hopefully we can get everything done tonight. All right, a couple hours later, this is where we're at. Everything ready to paint. I went ahead and taped off the wheel bearing surfaces. I don't think it's gonna bother these to get paint on them. They're gonna get torqued down with bolts anyways. I just don't want it on that wheel bearing surface there. The only other thing, this, if you notice, I hit something real hard, which is fine. I just can't get this, I can't get this out of here. So it's just gonna get taped up and we're gonna paint it where it's at. Otherwise, earplugs work great for plugging up any holes that you don't want to get paint in, just like this, or where the wheel speed sensors go, or ABS, whatever these are. Other than that, we're ready to start painting this stuff. While the paint is drying, I'm looking around with you guys, sorry. While that paint is drying, I'm actually going to start cleaning up those other items that I talked about, the coilovers, the steering rack, all that stuff. But I can go ahead and get a layer of paint on this. That way in 20-25 minutes or so, put another coat, let that dry for an hour or two, flip them over and keep on going at it. So just a small hourly update, as I said. So yeah, I'm gonna throw a coat of paint on these, start cleaning up that stuff over there, and come back in about an hour and we'll see what everything looks like. Okay, last update for the night. I'm gonna throw one more coat of paint on all this stuff before I go in. It's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in, continue tomorrow. So that stuff, one more coat of paint, and then the steering rack cleaned up really nice. It's looking pretty good. I'm probably gonna get a set of outer tie rod ends because these boots are just torn up pretty good. The inners are in good shape. No tears in the boots or anything like that. They were fully functional when I pulled it off. So I think these are okay. I'm just gonna clean them up really good. I still got some cleaning to do, but overall, this is looking really nice. Like I said, outers, and I think this will be done. I gotta get some new fittings. I don't really like the way those worked in here. With the electric power steering, you guys, I don't know if you guys saw that video or not. You can go back and look where I did the, I think it was out of a, oh, what was that car? I don't know. It's a hydroelectric pump that you can just run lines to, so you can delete your power steering off your car. So I've got that on here. So tomorrow I'm going to clean this one more time, kind of get a final cleaning. I might pick up some outers tomorrow, clean up the coilovers, make sure they're in pretty good shape, check the boots, everything like that, make sure the seals aren't leaking anywhere. And then I'll flip those over tomorrow and paint the other sides of them. And hopefully by this weekend, I can have everything for the front subframe ready to go on. And I don't know if you guys saw the subframe. So that's the front subframe right there. So flat black, that's the rear mount that goes on the subframe itself. And then the cross member that comes up to the front of the car is over here somewhere. And that's where the front motor mount is. And then the two side motor mounts, the one for the transmission, one for the side of the engine. I've got those ready to go. This one is fine. This one I'm gonna have to modify that hole right there. So it's 3 holes, this one, this one, this one. I'm gonna have to modify that hole just a little bit. I thought about modifying the mount, but I think I'm just gonna modify the car. That way if I needed to replace the mount, I don't have to modify again. It's ready. So one more coat of paint, I'm done for the night. I'll probably start doing daily or every other day vlogs for you guys just so you can see what I'm working on and kind of watch the car come together. So until tomorrow, I'll see you guys then. Bye.